Folks, in today's video, I want to break down the top 3 AI stocks for June 2023. As you know, all year, AI stocks and AI-related names have been surging. Whether you are talking about C3 AI, which has gone from $10 to $44, Upstart, which has gone from $11.93 to $32, Palantir, which has gone from $5 to $15, Nvidia, which has gone from $139 to $419 and is now a $1 trillion company, even Microsoft, which is already massive and effectively controls ChatGPT and its future profits, has already risen some 55%. And in fact, in the small cap space, you've seen stock after stock go up dozens, if not hundreds of percentage points just for mentioning AI in a press release. And if this is your first time here on the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we present trade ideas. This is not a buy, hold, and die with your stocks type of channel. This is a trading channel. This is a I want to get in, I want to grab the move, and I want to get the heck out kind of channel. We believe that there's going to be a lot of rolling trading opportunities in the in and out wave of AI hype that we're going to be experiencing probably for the next few years, if not for the next decade. And we want to make sure that you're on the front line of this. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into our top 3 stocks, and I'll put the timestamps down below. I highly recommend that you watch the entirety of this video, because if you don't and you just look at the ticker names, you're not going to understand what the heck I'm talking about, because a lot of these names, there are certain things that need to happen for them to be good buys. There are certain strategies that need to be employed if you want to make them make any sense. If you're somebody that just wants to go and YOLO into a stock, well, this is probably not going to be the channel for you. Anyways, let's get to work. Timestamps down below. So SoundHound AI is a stock that went pretty parabolic during the beginning of the year, running from around 93 cents to $5.22 during the original hype wave. The original AI hype wave wasn't that beautiful. Now, since then, though, it's given back about half of that, and it's trading around $2.62. It looks like it's falling to support at around $2.23, which means it doesn't have much immediate downside left compared to the immediate upside if it was to get back to $5.22 or even much higher. And I believe the company itself is one of the more exciting and original in the space. There's not a lot like it. SoundHound, the Hound of the Sound, is an audio and speech recognition company. For example, they do work with spoken car commands if you want to call someone or control things hands-free. If you want to ask your car to hit a pedestrian, please hit this pedestrian for me, the car can then do that task. But it's expected that about 90% of new cars will have voice assistance in the near future, and most car companies aren't going to want to develop their own. It's just too costly. They also have voice AI for smart devices, which is helpful because if you're a company making smart devices, you need software. And if you don't want to go through, again, the extensive cost to develop it in-house, well, perhaps SoundHound can help you with it. Perhaps you can work with them. Spoken voice AI for people checking into a hotel is also a thing, which with this one, I don't know how useful that's going to be, but hey, if they could sell it, they could sell it. But really the most important thing for building the story behind the stock is who they are working with. The proof of concept is in their clientele. They work with Mercedes, Hyundai, Qualcomm, Kia, Honda, Stellantis, which Stellantis, by the way, owns like every other vehicle manufacturer from its subsidiaries under Fiat and Chrysler and so on and so forth. So clearly SoundHound has a pretty nice clientele and a pretty extensive track record here. You go over to their dilution situation, their overall historical dilution has almost been non-existent, and according to Dilution Tracker, their overall risk is low, offering ability is low, and cash need is low. In fact, they are estimating the current cash position to be at $135.9 million, which gives them about 28.2 months left of cash, which means they have a lot of storage there. Anything under a year gets dicey. If you see a stock that has cash position at under a year, that means that you have a higher dilution risk. In terms of short interest, the short seller battle against the stock has been heating up consistently since the start of the year, and of course, shorts have gotten even more confident despite the fact that many AI stocks keep trending higher and higher, which means that net and in effect, if this stock does pick up more momentum, you could see shorts squeal away in pain real quickly. Now, the short interest here isn't crazy per se. It's at about 11%, but that's still very, very high. If you get into the really small caps, you start finding stocks that have like 100 to 150% short interest. So people assume that 11% isn't much of a short interest, but it's actually a pretty decent amount when you consider how much buying pressure that could cause if it starts getting squeezed out. And that is why Ortex gave this a short score that is very high at 82. Okay, next, QBTS. QBTS is D-Wave Quantum, and this is a company in the quantum computing space. According to IBM, quantum computing is a rapidly emerging technology that uses quantum mechanics to solve problems too complex for classical computers and certainly too complex for Charlie Charlita. So in other words, quantum computing is the next level of computing. It's the next level of processing. It makes it possible to process much more complex software, much more complex commands, which is really important if you want to have next-gen AI. And this stock has been heating up quite a lot. QBTS today was on yet another run, some 27% up. It has gone net on a hero's journey from 40 cents to about 2.45 in the last month or so. But Charlie, why are you talking about this now when it's already run so much? Well, remember, it's all about strategy, right? For example, our free email subscribers, which cough, you can sign up with that first link down below. It is free. Well, our free email subscribers heard about this one back on Memorial Day, May 29th, and we said we expect to see some form of pullback in the pre-market and perhaps even market open, and that we are looking for it to maintain above the long-term SMA. And that is exactly what happened over the coming session and a half. The stock price got cut by almost 50%, and then it bottomed out somewhere around 117-ish and went on to rally to 244, which is about 108% max run. Now, when we sent that email out, we got some emails back saying, Charlie, you sent this out way too late. It's already up so much. But if you actually read the email where we're talking about wanting that pushback before you buy in, before you play the stock, if you so choose to do so, then all of a sudden you have that max run opportunity of 108%. So a good trader looks at moves like this and they say, I see it breaking out, but I do not want to chase. I want to pay attention. And when it gets a nice cutback and bottoms out and shows a rebound of momentum, that's when I want to plan an entry. This stock in all likelihood is going to follow the same pattern it has done for the last month. It's going to solidify this run for maybe another day or two max, and then it'll see another one of these nice dump cycles that bottoms out and prepares it for the next cycle high. Number 3, we've got ticker symbol AI or C3AI. So there are two primary types of AI that people are very excited about right now. There is predictive AI, which uses available data and makes predictions on that. And then generative AI, which basically learns itself. It uses patterns and data to continue to learn new things and become smarter and smarter until it enslaves all of humanity. But C3AI has been so exciting this year because it's one of the leaders in generative AI, and Goldman Sachs, the Sachs over at Goldman, said that generative AI could raise global GDP by 7% alone over the next 10 years. So any company like C3AI that could help make that happen may see a lot more money flow into it, and thus trade at a much higher premium. Now, from a stock chart standpoint, this is a stock that I would argue, once again, it's very easy for this stock to see another judo chop to the downside. But I'd also argue, more importantly, that net and in effect, it has a lot more room to run because of the short battle that is going on here. We've talked about this in previous videos a decent amount already, but the takeaway here is that you have the situation where ticker symbol AI is one of the purest AI plays in the market, and it got short attacked with a gnarly short report back here. And it was a very successful short campaign, bringing the stock from $35 to about $16. However, to short sellers' dismay, the stock went booming again as the AI trend came back. And then last week, you had that big earnings dump, which I believe was accelerated again by short sellers who want to completely destroy conviction in the stock to get it back down to lows. However, unfortunately for them, it's found a nice support level and has been building off it pretty wonderfully. And if this continues, if this beautiful support level and building off that support level continues, well, you're going to have a lot of short sellers with substantial tears in their eyes, and they're going to have to conserve that water because they're not going to be able to afford bottled water anymore. And they're certainly not going to be able to afford any of that Fiji stuff anymore. So folks, certainly one of the most active battlegrounds to watch right now. In my view, if a trader is diligent, they'd certainly want to see another take profit cycle that brings it even lower and then bottoms out and then causes another rally-toe. But certainly something that you want to put atop your radar. Anyways, folks, that caps off the video. Let us know what your top 3 AI stocks are in the comment section down below. We'd also appreciate subscribing if you want to keep up to date with all future videos. And make sure to get our free email list. Sign up for our free email list with that first link down below. We'd love to have you on there. There's a lot of different ideas that come out every week, and I think you're going to find a lot of use in them. Have a good one, folks, and we'll see you in the next video.